Yes, this is a perk of being a Coaches Tier member of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. That is the $4.99 one. We're going to do this from time to time, but we're going to ask a question. If we had time, we'd discuss it, and then we'd react to your answers, but we're up against the clock, so we're just going to read your answers. We got about 10 of these. The question I asked was, when having the GOAT debate, what factors do you weigh most heavily and why? It could be any sport. It could be LeBron, MJ. It could be Brady versus Mahomes. Whatever the GOAT discussion is, what factors to you matter the most? And we got a bunch of answers. We're going to read them, and if anything from these answers stands out, guys, you guys react and we can chime in on it. But these are from our Coaches Tier members only, and we appreciate you guys for being supporters of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. First one's from Eddie. He says, I think it's the state of the NBA, the players on the team with said individual, and what that player did compared to the other are the most important. Fair? Foul? Cool with that?
It didn't include championships, so I'm okay with it. Because I reverse engineered that question. To me, the thing that I look at it, but it doesn't weigh heavily, it's never going to be my first argument, is championships. Irrelevant to me.
I don't think it's irrelevant.
I shouldn't say irrelevant because it's on my list, but it's way down my list.
Well, and it's based on the sport factors in whether it's relevant. In baseball, to me, it is irrelevant.
Oh, it's 100% irrelevant in baseball.
But I don't
Ted
think
Williams wasn't a great player.
Yeah, right. And no. I think it is relevant in football for quarterbacks only.
Yes.
And in basketball, it's definitely relevant.
But
it shouldn't be the end-all, be-all.
Here's why I say it's not as relevant in basketball. You still have. You still need a great supporting cast. Look at the years LeBron was clearly the best player in the league, but couldn't win a title.
But it's still relevant. It shouldn't be the only thing.
Yeah, but
if your only argument,
their Jordan argument, well, he was 6 for 6. You lose.
That's stupid.
You lose.
That's not.
Yeah,
that's the 6 for 6 part is stupid.
Yeah, but I mean that's Skip Bayless bases his entire argument on 6 for 6.
Saying he's won more championships than LeBron is fair.
That's fair. It's worthy
the
of
6 for 6
noting.
of it is stupid.
But it's not. If that's the tent pole to your argument, you lose.
All right, we got a bunch more. Next one's from Brandon Schwander. I think winning has to be a factor, but I don't know how much to weigh it completely. Other factors are clutchness, how they affect the team around them, durability, and consistency. To be completely honest, it mostly comes down to who you watch play and who you like the most. It's never a true apples-to-apples comparison because the game changes so much.
Yeah, it's hard.
And each person has only personally witnessed one player in each era to another player in their own era.
To me, I think he said something about durability, and he talked about consistency. To me, I think one of the things that people use as a negative on somebody's resume is that they played long. Like, to me, that's the true measure of somebody who's the GOAT. Like, it's easy to go to work one day, but is it easy to go to work 35 years to get a little Social Security check in a job you don't like?
Right.
That's GOAT.
Right.
Like the Vin Scully argument.
Yeah,
I mean, Vin Scully had one employer for what was it, Bull? 62 years.
Yep.
The Dodgers.
Yep.
You win.
More than that. It was 72 years.
I don't know what it was.
It was crazy. I think it was 72.
I thought it was 62.
You can't do 11, 12 years and be like,
it was in the 50s.
I mean, he was with the Brooklyn Dodgers and then moved to L.A.
Yeah, that's No, if you was there when Jackie Robinson was
you win. You win.
By the way, a note from football from one of the Browns' rivals, the Ravens just signed Melvin Gordon.
They did $3.1 million. We got a bunch more comments, Bull. We got to get through these because we promised we would. Next from Heidelberg. Era, what did the player do to change the game for better, enhance the game, the overall team the player was on? Basically, the GOAT is a person's opinion. Next one's from Evan419. The entirety of the career, too many people fault LeBron for his losses while acting like MJ only played 6 years. He won titles. They forget he never made the finals until he had a Hall of Fame coach and teammate. We have one from John A. He said, I don't usually do GOAT talk because of the difference in eras. It seems like errors are a pretty common factor
I think so
here.
Too,
I think that's totally fair. The way the game is played and how they play it is very contrasting. Players play differently. For instance, MJ and LeBron doesn't even translate. MJ Kobe was more comparable. Rand Calhoun. People always say 6 rings. It compares finals record, but that argument means Jordan can't hold Bill Russell's jockstrap. With that being said, it's so subjective. But when LeBron gets credit for being the GOAT for his insane longevity and ability to take crap teams to the dance. April says if it's not championships, if win-loss are a quarterback stat and win-loss shouldn't be a pitcher stat, then they're certainly not small forward stats. To me, it's about who can alone better create a way to score at will and that means the
Our
answer is
coaches tier
Jordan.
members are smart.
Yeah.
Some good answers.
Yeah.
They're all getting it right.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got a couple more. Jordan Farmar says, or Jordan Tarman, excuse me, says, I believe there
Jordan
can be
Farmar,
more.
an NBA player?
Yeah,
He
I don't
was
think
used to
he's I don't
be
think he's
a net.
member.
He's not a
He was
coaches tier
UCLA.
member, but he says I believe there can be more than one GOAT in a sport. It's two different eras, and it isn't fair to do a true comparison. I do believe Michael's more iconic than LeBron, though. We'll get back to that in a sec. Whether you can have two GOATs. Raystein says stats in my own eye test. DB Dog 21 says it's always dependent on people arguing. Total Browns fan. However, prior to Tom Brady, it was always Joe Montana to me, but Bradshaw is never mentioned as a great, even though he's 4-0 in Super Bowls. Those are the pro Jordan. Will bring up 6-0 in the finals. Those that are pro Bron bring up he made 8 straight finals appearances, and every other statistic that he's surpassed Jordan in. Then it's the era argument. Jordan would dominate in today's game, but I don't think Bron would dominate in Jordan's era. For me, there's no argument for a player
I
leading
totally
3 different
disagree.
franchises to an NBA championship. We got 3 more real quick. Mr. Woody says Michael didn't make it past the first round without Pippen. LeBron carried the team to the finals with Larry Hughes as his second best teammate. Christian Kulas says, I believe there's a difference between the greatest player of all time and the best player of all time. We often get those confused. The best player comes down to whoever's the most talented and the best skill set. The greatest doesn't necessarily have to be the best player. The greatest is whoever the best leader is.
I disagree
And
with
last but
that.
not least, Buckeye says winning, but in context, impact on the game and basketball culture overall, and to a certain
Everybody's
extent,
answering
stats
this as
and
if we're just
accolades.
talking about basketball, and we're not.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
How did this just become about the NBA?
Well,
Because
I put a
that's where
picture of Jordan and
people use
LeBron, but I
wrong.
said when
Okay.
having the
Oh.
GOAT debate in any sport, what
Yeah, but it
factors
was the
do weigh
picture
most
that was
heavily.
the cue. That was
Right,
their
right,
But
cue.
we needed a picture with the question.
But
in the
yeah, but
poll,
had you
so.
put Muhammad Ali up there, you would have gotten a host of different answers.
See, it's
Fair.
I'm not being critical
Fair.
of you. We just
Yeah.
were trying to figure out why
Yeah.
everybody's going.
But I
to
think
basketball.
the two commonalities is eras play a huge
Eras is
difference.
big.
And I do think a lot of people are right here. Just to say he won 6 championships
Yeah,
makes
that's-
him the best,
You know
at
what?
least in this one.
It's a bad
is
tent
irrelevant.
pole to an argument.
What I think is the dumbest thing about the debate, especially between LeBron and Michael, is the people that say, well, it's definitely one or the other.
Yeah,
That's
it's not.
stupid.
Yeah,
That's just stupid.
Yeah,
I could point
it's very gray.
I could point to a bunch of reasons why I'd pick one. I could point
Yeah.
to a bunch of reasons why I'd pick the other.
But I will say there can't be two.
I know,
There's,
but
the GOAT is very.
but it's stupid. If I think it's Jordan and you think it's
Yeah,
LeBron,
neither
it's
one's
stupid for us to say the
wrong.
others are wrong. It's an
Right.
opinion.
It's an opinion,
Yeah.
and that's it.
But there can't be more than one. Now, I think
sometimes it is a fact. Like Serena Williams is the GOAT
Yeah.
there.
of her sport.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
and that's not even. You can't bring up anyone, Martina. You can't bring up anybody that even came close to domination.
Well,
like she had.
And in football, like, how do you compare a quarterback with a wide receiver
How do you
or a
compare
running
Jim
back?
Brown to Tom Brady?
Yeah,
Impossible.
it's impossible.
Apples and oranges.
I think it needs to be. It comes down to who is the best physical player based on traits, and then they mention a word that I like. It's who's the most iconic. I think LeBron is a better basketball player than Michael Jordan, but I think no one will be more iconic
Because of his impact on
because
the
of what he
marketing
did.
end of it.
Yeah.
Like, so
By the way, the person that said LeBron couldn't play in Jordan's era, that's the most ludicrous
Yeah,
thing I've ever
that
heard.
was way off base. But I will say
Yeah.
this: in general, our coaches tier comments
They were good.
were
Smart.
thoughtful
Yes.
and intelligent. And that brings me to a question for you, Mike. When we do these polls that are open to everybody, we get these results that we're all sitting up here going, "What? Is there a way that we could do a coaches tier only poll?"
There is, and maybe we'll do those moving
Because
forward.
I would like to pose to the
Yeah, I'm
coaches tier
curious
only.
if they do a better job.
It's a much
rate
smaller,
the owners in Cleveland.
much smaller.
I
Oh, we
un-
could do that. We could definitely do that.
I understand
Speaking
that
of polls,
it's smaller,
though,
but I would like to see what they say.
What are
Got
the poll
you.
results, Mike?
speaking